Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Enemies. Everybody. We are here in the most glorious of days. In a most glorious of events. Now, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I mean, we've been saying it. I feel like we've been saying it, right? Like, I'd love to say that we didn't see anything like this coming. We kind of did, right? We kind of did. We kind of saw this coming, right? The nature of how it unfolded, that's something that was still up in the air for us. But we knew that this was coming. We knew that this was going to happen. That this was a and guys, the humiliation ritual for Nuglover is just icing on this most fabulous of cakes, this most delicious treat. Okay, that's just icing on the cake, people. We'll talk about that when we get into it in the chapter, guys. But it's good to see all of you here because today we took a very important step. Okay, we've been saying it. Look, guys, come here. Let's just get in nice and close and just chat. Okay, we need to chat about this. When we've spoken about this arc, when we've spoken about these turn of events, as you can go back and you can watch the videos, it's always, and you know what? The title of this chapter, OKARUN's decision, is perfect. It encapsulates every fucking thing that we've been saying so far. It says it encapsulates everything that we've been saying so far. That this was about OKARUN making a choice. These two people, these two women, girls, the people in his life that care for him and he cares for. These two people reflect different parts of him, different opportunities for OKARUN to kind of pick which side he wants to resonate with, which part of him he wants to explore further. The Ida represented an absolute guaranteed reciprocal kind of love. The kind of love that he could just easily decide to choose, and it would choose him back. There's no question about whether it would choose him back. Momo represents a more difficult path, one that is more real, maybe, deeper, sure, but no guarantee of success. In fact, it feels fucking cursed, people. It feels cursed at times, but god damn it, it's always been about him choosing which part of himself he wants to explore and be. And he chose. Today he chose because he told her exactly what he needed to say. He told her exactly what he needed to say. And he chose. And he chose Momo, obviously, right? Like, obviously that's what he chose. But I don't know. Like, part of me was uncertain about how exactly he would go about it. Like we spoke about this. We spoke about this a few weeks back, maybe even last week, and I was of the mind that maybe saying nothing might be better, and for her to just get it. But they did it, and they didn't linger on it. The idea that Ida would break apart from the group for a long period of time is something that I don't think would have really worked anymore, because Ida's grown a lot, you know, and that doesn't mean that she doesn't love him back, as she highlights in this chapter. It means that it's not reciprocal, I guess. It's not reciprocated, and she's okay with that. She can live with that. Exactly. And I respect Ida so fucking much, guys. Right, okay? I know we got the light on. I know we're celebrating here, and we are, because OKARUN fucking nutted up finally and said something. But I'll tell you what, I respect her so goddamn much, dude. You know? I respect her so fucking much. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't back down, dude. Ida doesn't care. She doesn't care that her heart just got broken and shattered into pieces. She pushes on because of her friends. And you got to remember, guys, and this is something that we kind of like explored when it happened in the anime. And one of the things that I didn't like in the season 2 anime, one of the only things I didn't care for, is that they kind of did a disservice to Ida's motivations, right? Like, Ida, at her heart, is deeply devoted to her friends, deeply devoted to her friends, and you see it in that moment where she, in the Tulpa fight, where she's absolutely fucking slam dunked. Not the time where she's almost slam dunked in a more literal sense, but in the figurative sense back there. And she thought about Momo and how she failed her, and then she fucking pushed through, right? That was an important moment. That was the important moment for Ida's character. It solidified who she was, and what she valued. And that was saving Momo. And in this case, it's the same thing, essentially. She wants to help her friends. She wants to help her friends, even in spite of the fact that her heart just got broke. And I respect the shit out of that, man. I respect her so goddamn much. Hi, everybody. I know we haven't really said hi. I'm just really excited. I'm really hyped about this chapter. There's so fucking much in this thing. This thing is filled to the brim with stuff, alright? Including Nuglover humiliation rituals. Now, I live for those moments, and I don't even want to, like, talk about that until we get to it in the chapter. I don't want to even talk about it until we get to it in the chapter, because that feels like it was made for me. You know what I mean? Every time I see him get disrespected, it's like it's made for me. Yeah. Oh, chat. No, thank you, Blissy. No, yeah, but look. To me, I just, I mean, I just think that she's come so far, right? Like, her love isn't as superficial. Her love isn't as superficial as it once was, you know? Like, it does go deeper than that, you know? I'm so fucking happy, and I love the way that it was done for the most part. I mean, I admire Ida. I think she's a really engaging character. She's definitely, after Momo and Okarun, she's definitely my favorite after them. Yeah, exactly. No, this is it. Yeah, this is it. Like, why should she give up just because he doesn't love her back? Right? What does that mean? Who cares? Who cares? Because if you love somebody, that doesn't matter. She wants what's best for him. She's a very strong person. She's a very strong person. Yeah, honestly, the work. But this is kind of it, right? Like, part of the reason that this arc and the previous arc have kind of almost put Momo and Okarun on a little bit on hold. Not this arc necessarily, but the previous arc definitely. They kind of put that development on hold for a while so that these other characters could get back into the spotlight, right? There have been arcs, multiple arcs, where Ida and Gigi have just been missing, right? Like Ida was not in the Cursed House arc. Ida was not in the Danmara arc. These are big periods of time where she was fucking missing. Re-establishing that in that last arc, showing us, reminding us what it was about her that was important, what drove her, was fucking crucial to this here. Because if we didn't do all of that, and you know what, I was a hater of the last arc for in a lot of places. I bitched and whined about it. You can go back a year and you can see it. You can go back and you can see it. Okay, I bitched and whined about it, but now here we are. To be fair, the Ida arcs I was always in on, to be fair, right? But whatever, you see my point. It's putting the characters back into the spotlight so that we can have these moments and for us to actually give a shit about it. You know what I mean? And I give a shit about this. I fucking care about this deeply. I can see that you all care about this deeply. In fact, let's get a poll going. Okay? Let's get a chapter review. 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, 1-star. What we thinking, gamers? Let's go, girlies and gamers. Let's get a vote in, guys. Get a vote in. Holy shit. I'm so fucking, like, happy. He could have dragged this out for ages. I would hate to be a hater right now. That's all I can say. All I can really say about this is being a hater must be like stocks. The stonks are down on it, okay? You know, I can't do 5. There's not enough 5. It's a beautiful thing. You did say it. You did say it, BC. You did say it. I'm really happy with this outcome. I'm just surprised that they did it so soon. And you know, this entire chapter to me is building towards something huge. This chapter is building towards something huge. Like, I was of this mind. I've been of this mind recently that the Momo memory loss stuff is going to drag on for another kind of like sub-arc or whatever, right? Or something like that. But I'm thinking now that this could be over very soon. This could be over very soon. Wait, what's up? My video's off. If anybody is getting any kind of glitch or whatever, let me know. No, I feel like this could be over very soon. Like genuinely, I feel like it could be. Because, well, I feel like we're running out of things to do with it now, right? Like, we did say, I'm pretty sure last week we did say that this could be the end of the love triangle stuff just altogether at this point, right? And that's what it feels like. That's dead in the water. That's dead in the water. And bearing in mind, this has been going on for the entirety of Dandadan for the most part. For the most part, this has been going... Like, this is a huge step. This is a huge step, because now we're going to need to reinvent Ida's character outside of OKARUN. And you know what? In this fucking chapter, by the way, right, I fucking love how Ida is into it still. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about Ida kind of like growing at the beginning of this arc and actually taking an interest in things, this kind of stuff. She's taking it in. Could you imagine the Ida at the start of Dandadan giving a shit about dinosaurs of all things? Hell no, right? Now we need to see who she is outside of that. You know? No, sorry. No, Gigi's dead. I'm sorry, guys. Gigi's currently dead. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm starting to worry that Kinta isn't going to get a glow up. I'm starting to worry about that as well, if I'm completely honest with you. You know? Look, I'm just really fucking pleased about where we're at. You know? Like, we'll go into the chat. Should we get into the chapter now? I don't know. I feel like there's, like, I know that we tend to do prelude. We tend to do a bit of prelude before we go into this, but I think maybe we should just jump into the chapter now, because there is a lot to cover today. All right. So I've posted the link in the live chat, guys. It's currently pinned. You can use that to follow along if you so care to. Otherwise, you know, we'll just use it as a loose jumping off point to discuss Dandadan. Okay, so there you go. Okay, right, chapter begins, and it's a bit of a flashback. Now, what's really worth noting here is it kind of takes a similar, at least structurally, it's not dissimilar from in the Space Globalist arc. In the Space Globalist arc, where OKARUN tells Vamola how he feels about Momo. If I have, let's just have a look at this bad boy, if we can get a, like, it's not dissimilar from that. You know what I mean? Because it. Come on, dude, what are we doing here? Because it kind of does that same flashback element at the beginning of the chapter. Where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find it in my stuff. There you go. Yeah. So, obviously, at the end of... Hi, everybody. What's going on, guys? Hi, everybody. I don't know if he's got his glow up or not. But anyway... At the end of chapter 79, Okarun is fighting the deadly dudes, right? And then at the beginning of the next one, it's like a flashback, and a lot of the same way that he turns down Vamola in that instance is very similar to the way that he turns down Ida in this one, which is really interesting. You know, even down to focusing on the hands, as other people pointed out in the Discord. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan, guys. I really advise that you do that because it's the best way to get into the discussion before we are here. Everybody's really wholesome, and we're huffing on that hopium. You feel me? You know? Hi, Nicholas. No worries, dude. Thanks for joining at all. Anyway, so we've got a bit of a flashback. We've got a bit of a flashback to what was happening before Okarun and Ida showed up to save Momo. And this is aptly named Okarun's decision. It's the moment where my boy makes a choice. He stands on business. And he makes a choice, and he tells Ida the truth. She's essentially leading him to the barbershop. Ida's leading him to the barbershop because Okarun has had his shit fucking pushed in. My guy has had the absolute worst day of his life. This is a bad day, right? He's been beaten shitless. He's probably got broken bones. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of blood. And he thinks back to Yatagarasu telling him that someone who can't look after themselves has no business trying to come to the aid of somebody else. Because how are they supposed to protect them? Right? And you know what? It's like... you know what I fucking love, guys? Do you know what I love? So many of the parallels, like parallels, whatever, like obviously one of the core elements of this arc has been that jumping back and forward through Dandadan to bring forward certain things from that's already happened and re-explore it here, right? We've got this huge discussion, this huge element of memory, right? Remembering the past and bringing that forward to the now is tied up with how Momo can't remember the past. But more importantly, it's tied up in a lot of the way that this arc is showcased, the way that it is framed. And this is just like then. This is just like then, you know? Because Okarun has been here before in the Space Globalist arc. After he wakes up from his coma, the guy is absolutely broken. He had the shit kicked out of him. He had the absolute shit kicked out of him. And he couldn't move. He couldn't move. But he steeled himself. He steeled himself, and he fucking did it anyway. Because that's the kind of guy that he is. And here he is, again. Shit pushed in. Beaten the crap out of him, and his body can barely move. And I don't know, man. That's the kind of thing that gets me, dude. You know, it's the willpower behind it, but it's not this general willpower, right? It's so fixated on saving somebody that he cares about. And this is the core of Okarun's character, isn't it? This is the core of Okarun's character, is overcoming that voice in his head that says he can't do it. You know? And it's also similar to yeah, exactly. A lot of Okarun's life has been defined by these same kind of dynamics, guys. You know? This was a very long chapter. This is a long feeling chapter, Zaustus. Yeah, exactly. Hopium vindicated. Sorry I've not been focusing on chat, guys. I apologize. I've just been really kind of like going off on one, right? Like this has been like clankering around inside of my head for a little while since the chapter came out. You know? Yes, you know what? Is it Jamaica? Is it Jamaica? Exactly. That is a really good way. That is a really, really good way of looking at it. It resonates, reverberates the main theme of Okarun's decision, right? The main theme of Okarun's decision is reflected in this fucking crossroads right now. right? In this crossroads right here. And it's so important to recognize it because safety, comfort, guaranteed being out of the arena, going to the barbershop with Ida is right there. It's within reach. He could fucking do it. He could leave it to Gigi. He could leave it to Gigi. Gigi's got this, right? He could do that. And that would be fine. That would be a decision that anybody would be able to understand. He is broken, he's tired, and he just wants it to be done. And I get that. And I think you get that. And we get that. And that's exactly what Ida represents to him. That he's tired of chasing this thing, and the goalposts moving. There is safety, there is comfort, there is guaranteed reciprocation in Ida. And that's the decision. That's the choice that is there in his lap right now. But obviously that's not OKARUN. Obviously, because this is his decision, right? This is OKARUN's choice. And that voice in his head is saying to stop, to just give in and to just go and do that. But he doesn't do it. He tells Ida that she can go. And in fact, he tells her to leave him, to do it so he can do it himself. So he can go and do it himself. And he says that he's going to go and help Ida and Gigi. God, he's so fucking cool. He's so cool, isn't he? Anyway, Ida tells him not to go because there are too many enemies. And she's right in saying that they couldn't even handle the ones that came after them earlier. And she tells him that Momo's got Gigi. And, which obviously is not something that he wants to hear. And she tells him that they need to just leave. OKARUN then highlights the fact that they said that they had captured them and they're going to use them as bargaining chips, and he has to go and help them. Ida obviously doesn't want him to go. Right? Oh my god, dude, he's so cool. She essentially, it's the Otaku no Roman, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, right? And she says that he can't. She basically says that he can't do anything. That he can't do anything to help them. And he says that he'll accept his defeat. It doesn't mean anything, at least as far as we are aware. But he's willing to do anything. You know, even if it means that he has to die to do it. You know? And he doesn't have Turbo Granny's powers. She's right. And they'll just lose. Most likely, they'll just lose. But he knows that they'll be killed without him. And he says he doesn't care. My boy doesn't fucking give a shit. He says that I'm going to go and do it anyway. Who cares? Who cares if he dies? And she tries to stop him. And look, we got to remember, guys, like a few weeks ago or a couple of months ago, now time is all just made up at this point, Ida was open and really honest, and the way that she expressed herself to OKARUN was something that I felt very connected to. I felt like it was genuine, and it was. In a lot of ways, it was an expression, a very firm expression of the way that she feels, in a believable way. Right? We'll get to the id Cosmos. Don't worry about it, guys. We'll get to the id Cosmos. So you got to remember, you got to keep that in mind, that she doesn't want him to go. Would you, if you were her? But he keeps pushing forward. She threatens to take him there forcibly, and then essentially confesses how she feels. And look, it was leading up to this. Something that we've been kind of reverberating and talking about over the past few weeks is that the watershed moment has already happened. She's played her hand. Ida has told, essentially, in all but words, OKARUN how she feels. She basically said that they should be a couple, 3 weeks ago? Something like that. And so this was destined to happen at this point. There wasn't really much more that we could do. I mean, how much longer could this charade have continued, right? Like, it just wouldn't have been able to keep going. And so she's just honest. She says that he's important to her, and she hugs him, right? Like, and it's sweet, right? It's a sweet moment. You can't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Exactly, Fizz. Right? The cat's out of the bag, and there's no putting it back in. In this case, you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. And she has done every fucking thing she can across this date, in every single avenue possible, right? In casual settings, she's learned about stuff he cares about and taken an interest in it. She's been there for him when he's upset. And now here, she is begging him. She's begging him to not go forward. And she's put everything on the table. Exactly. He's it's just not right. It's just not right. You know? It's just not right. And he tells her, oh my god. You know, when I read this, I gasped. I audibly gasped. I can't, like, the words are so hard to find to describe it, because it's not this glorious thing. This confession doesn't feel like a confession of the confession that we got where OKARUN told Momo that he loved her. That was this cathartic thing, right? It was this expression that had been building up for so long between the characters, between the two of them. This expression, it had been building up for so long, so it happening was this explosion. It was in this moment between life and death. It was a victory, but also in the face of defeat, right? And it was the thing that he clung to pull through, to push through, and it worked because they were able to defeat the fairy tale card together. That was a victory. When he told Vamola how he felt, when he told Vamola that he was in love with Momo, and you'll note as well how similar a scene we have here versus here, right? Like, intentionally picking up on those cues of what has already happened in the past in order to make its point here, to kind of create a connective tissue, but also to see how far he's come, to see how far OKARUN has come from being this fucking guy here to this guy here, right? Like, this guy, when he told her here, when he told Vamola how he felt and then ran, it wasn't about sparing Vamola or anything like that. It was about kind of getting her off of his back, but also he wanted to say it to someone, to anyone who would hear it. And Vamola, for the most part, in that instance, doesn't even fucking understand the words that he's saying. Doesn't even understand the words that he is saying. And it's more about saying it to anyone than it is about saying it to her. That's not what this situation is. This Ida situation, the Shiratori situation here that we have on our hands is not a triumph in a way. It's a release, sure, but it's like shameful. It's like a shameful thing. It feels like it's riddled with regret and guilt and everything. OKARUN, I think for so fucking long, I get this vibe, this feeling from OKARUN as though he's already known how she felt, right? He already knows how she felt. He'd be blind not to. She's fucking literally spelled it out 15 different times. And I feel like he just pretends it's not happening. He just buries it away. He lies to himself, as Pinocchio would. He lies to himself about what her actual actions mean, what her words mean, so that he doesn't have to fucking deal with it. And that's all. That is OKARUN to a fucking T. And it's also Momo, but it's Okarun to a T. It's these two people who don't deal with this thing that's so obviously there. And he's being honest. Here, he's being honest, which is kind of part and parcel to the themes of this arc, right? Is Okarun needs to be honest with other people and with himself about what the fuck is happening here. And he tells her. And again, it doesn't feel like a glorious thing. It doesn't feel like a triumph. It feels like about time. It's about time that it happened. And it's heartbreaking. It's not an easy thing to see. Yeah, exactly. And he does it. It takes guts. It does. It takes guts, but it should have happened earlier, I guess. And I love the visuals here. I really do. Like, it feels slow. It feels really slow. Like the realization as it hits her, and he loosens her grip. It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to witness. And she doesn't immediately accept it. Like, she doesn't immediately accept it. There's a maturity on display here. She grabs him by the wrist as he tries to walk away. Like, he pulls her hand off. He pulls her hand off of him after he tells her how he feels about Momo. And she grabs him by the wrist, tries to hold him there. But, like, this is the thing, right? Ida's had this love for Okarun that is... Yeah, she's had this love for Okarun that's so desperate. It's been fucking the central driving force of her character over I don't know how long. Since she started, since she began as a character in the manga, the central driving force of her character has been this thing. It's the beating heart of what has pushed her to become a different person. Do you know what I mean? Like she didn't just change as a person for no reason. She changed because of the friends she's made, the experiences that she's had along the way, the things that have forced her to be better, to improve, to become a leader, to do all of these different fucking things. And at the heart of that entry point, the doorway that she had to step through to get to all of that was Okarun. In the same way, by the way, that Okarun's same entry point into everything that's happened since the beginning of Dandadan has been Momo Ayase. It's the same thing, just a step further down the line. For her, he is that. He is her Momo, right? That's a confusing sentence. He is her Momo. And she can't have him. So as he tries to walk away, she grabs hold of his wrist because why wouldn't she? That's like her whole thing. Her whole character is walking away. Who is she without this? Right? Like, you've got to also remember that she has lived a life so fucking superficial. You know? I'm sorry to do this to you guys. By the way. She's lived a life that's so fucking superficial, right? She's lived a life where she's molded and changed her personality to match what other people wanted of her. Changed herself to fit the mold of somebody else's expectations and desires of this character, of her personhood. And it's in finding Okarun, and specifically after the Tulpa fight, that he congratulates her on her accomplishments as a person at her most vulnerable. That she connects with him in a real way, not a superficial way, in a really, really real way. Because he tells her that she did great, that she's incredible because of the flaws that she has, right? Because of the fact that she had to get stronger. And then he did the same thing again, he keeps doing this exact same thing where he just tells her the right thing. During the date, he said he did the same fucking thing, basically. And this is the first person that saw her for more than what they wanted to see her for. As someone who is intrinsically worthwhile. And to see that walking away here in this scene, to see that walking away here in this fucking scene, why wouldn't she try to grab onto that and stop it from slipping away? But that's not who she is, man. Like, I think that on some level she knows. I think on some level she's known for a long time. Why else would she be so fucking competitive with Momo? Right? And she lets it go. He doesn't have to force her to do it. You know, here he had to start the process. He had to remove her hand from him, from her grasp. But he didn't have to do this. He apologizes to her because he knows. He knows, of course he fucking knows. And he should apologize, really, for keeping it going as long as he has. But it's just not meant to be. And when she hears that, she lets him go. You know, he doesn't need to force her to let him go. She just does it of her own accord, and that is and that's a brave fucking thing. That's a very brave thing to do. Because at the end of the day, on some level, it has to be her choice. It's not her choice that he's not interested, but she's tried to force him to like her for a very long time. But you can't force somebody to love you. They have to just love you. And I think she knows. If he feels even a fraction for Momo how she feels for him, then she knows that he's not going to change his mind. It's not something you can change your mind on. Why would it be? There's no changing of the minds about something like this. And this image of OKARUN is great because he feels like a man. He's fucking focused as well. Like, he's not like dancing around it. Like I said, we compare it to this, to whatever this is, and he's firm. He is firm here, but he's not focused in the same way. He's not as driven in the same way. There's a euphoria to it, but just the act of saying it. This is a prideful moment. This is a moment of accomplishment, of success, of finally being able to say it out loud. But this is a guilt, almost an apology of having to say it at all. You know? And it's a hard thing to read, to be honest. It's a really hard thing to read. It's not about accomplishment here. It's just about he wants her to just let him go. He wants her to just let him go so he can go and save the person that he does love. And it's a ruthless thing, dude. It's a ruthless thing. I love the fucking paneling here as well. You know? Like the way that the actual pages are just the exact same panels, like the same layout, it really makes you kind of almost, it makes the panels kind of fade into the background because you're seeing 3 beats, 3 beats, 3 beats, 3 beats. So everything happening in the scene, that's what you focus on, right? It also keeps the cadence going, the flow, that momentum feels right. But he looks unstoppable, exactly, Goobies. He looks unstoppable. That's it. He knows what he needs to do, and it's not about whether or not she lets him do it. It's just he needs to be honest. You know, and that's just the first hurdle. This has not been an easy chapter. This has not been an easy This has not been an easy arc for OKARUN. It's been a fucking difficult arc for OKARUN, actually. He's had a very difficult time. But we fucking ball. We ball, people. And he goes, and she lets him go, and he walks alone. And this is like, again, I talk about it all the time. Guys, I talk about it all the time. But Ida is as good as it gets, people. Ida is as good as it gets. She is so mature here. Because this must be like having your heart ripped out, and she fucking sees him walking alone. But it's not just his friend. Momo isn't just his friend, and she goes with him. Because not only that, but she loves him still. It doesn't just get cut off, and it's not fake. This is the most important thing. People, and I hope that people who were ragging on Ida, by the way that Ida approached OKARUN's situation, and people were ragging on her like crazy for the way that she actually pursued OKARUN during this arc. I hope they feel a bit bad, because this is a turnaround. You know, like the way that she feels isn't a fair weather thing. It's a thing, this moment that is followed through. Even now, she chooses to go with him. You know, and honestly, I mean, maybe with Gigi and Momo, I don't think it would ring as I don't think with Gigi and Momo it would ring the same, because Momo doesn't really know Gigi in the same way that Ida and OKARUN here are both of their right minds, right? Both of their right minds. And she says that if he's going to help Momo, then he's going to go as well. Because that's her friend, man. That's her fucking friend, dude. And she says to him that she loves him about as much as he loves Momo. And she tells him that he makes her sick. That's so bad, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh no. But that's something she doesn't do, man. That's real, man. That's Ida, dude. Like, when did she speak to OKARUN like that, by the way? She's put every fucking thing. She's put everything into this fucking shit. All of her into this, and he can't feel the same. And she resents that. And I don't blame her for resenting that. She tells him that he makes her sick. It's a completely different way of speaking, but she has every right to say that to him. It shows us that her relationship with him can change. It doesn't have to be absolutely fawning after him completely. It can be this. It can be this. And she can let him know that she hurts because of him. And that's a great thing. It's so fucking good. And she tells him that he has to make it up to her in some way. And you know what? Fair enough. That's fucking fair enough, because he does owe her. And I love that. And I love that dynamic. Right? Like she not only is just essentially, and this is Ida, right? Her thing is fucking perfection. Her thing is winning, dude. Ida's thing is fucking winning. It's being the best. It's being the best. And she just lost. And not only did she just lose, but now she's gonna go with him to save the person she lost to. The humility on display. And I know, again, I've got the strobe light up, guys. I know, right? But this is not necessarily a massive celebration. I'm just pleased. I'm so fucking pleased that he finally did it, that he just said it, right? I'm fucking happy that he just said it. But it's not this is not necessarily something to celebrate, exactly. You know? And, she contemplates it. You know? She's still there for him. She's still there for Momo. And I think this is what's really important as well, is that one of the worries that we kind of had, about how this would play out is that it would create drama in the group, and that all of this stuff would happen, and all the group would break apart. But this is a strength of character that I think nobody really expected from Ida. You know? Like, she's been rejected to her face, and still she pushes forward. That's a strength of character, and she's still stepping up. Exactly. And everybody's being so fucking honest with each other. Oh, I'm so fucking happy. I'm so happy that the characters are just talking about this stuff and are being honest with each other, because I think it was time. Something that we've been talking about for weeks here is that it was time to do this. You know? And I also think that we're probably going to get close to the end of the Momo memory stuff, because in a lot of ways this was just one big way of dealing with it. And I've been saying it from the start. Okay, that this arc is that last fucking hurdle. It has to be that last hurdle in Momo and Okarun's relationship. It has to be their last hurdle. And that's why we're bringing everything back. That's why we've been reminded of all the things that were at the beginning of the manga and have been brought to the now of the manga. The love triangle stuff being born again and being actually given proper screen time is so that we could look at it again, re-examine it again, see what the characters have become since then, and ask the question again. Who is Okarun going to choose? Who does Okarun want to love? And he's made his choice. And now it's put to bed. We can fucking focus on what's left to do. And he can focus. He is focused, man. You know? And it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a very tough road for Ida, but this opens new avenues for her character as she tells Okarun that he makes her sick. That's a new character trait. That's something she hasn't done with Okarun before. And it shows us that there is more to this character, right? A change in the way that she acts and behaves. And I'm excited to see what that's going to be, guys. And now, flash forward back to where we actually are in the manga. Yeah, no, it adds to the last chapter as well. All of this is gold, right? All of this is fucking gold, okay? But anyway, we go back to the to after the last chapter where they tied up the Spinosaurus and everybody's fine. Momo has obviously had a fucking rock pelted at her head, but also we're starting to see that that Momo is able to perceive Ida's acrobatic silky ability again, which maybe indicates that her spiritual power is returning. Now, something that is also worth addressing here is I do wonder whether or not, because like I didn't expect some stuff here is outside of expectation, but another thing that we're starting to see a lot of is this the fairy tale stuff. We're seeing so much fairy tale stuff, right? There's so much about this arc that is fairy tale related. And we've been saying stuff like true love's kiss will save Momo and bring back her memories and stuff. I do wonder whether or not we're going to get a reversal of this dynamic. I mean, we've been saying for a long time that Momo needs to be the one. Momo needs to be the one to finally step up and grow up and be honest as well. And Okarun confessing for a second time, or even bringing back her memories with a kiss, is like nice, it's indulgent, but I do wonder what purpose it serves in the greater narrative outside of just, oh, finally it happened. Part of me thinks that Momo, this Momo, deciding how she feels about Okarun, or sacrificing herself, offering to sacrifice herself, or doing something to save Okarun in the moment to bring back her powers at the same time. It brings back her powers when she saves him. She remembers everything, all of this. I think part of me would maybe prefer Momo saving Okarun to be the thing that brings back her memories. Because I do wonder to what extent Momo is just a passive character here, right? Because think about choices, which is what a lot of this is about, is decisions. Okarun, or we already know what Okarun feels, and we've seen through Aira that you can't force somebody to fall in love with you. You know, they have to want to. And in the same breath, there's no way that Okarun can just force Momo to fall in love with him. He's trying his best to get her to remember all of the stuff that has happened before, but until she makes a conscious fucking choice to feel it for him, he can't do anything about that. He can't just convince her to fall in love with him, you know? I think it would be quite nice if Momo could take an active role in this, you know, really be a participant in the end result, and be the one to save Okarun. And in saving Okarun, maybe that will bring back her powers and her memories, you know, rather than waiting for somebody to save her. Yeah. Well, this is it. Like, there's another thing. Is how fucking this is Dandadan as fuck. You know? Like, I love how we're able to go from this kind of thing here to this. On the fucking like, you know what I mean? Like, on a dime, we can switch. You know? Yeah, exactly, Exile. It's a brave thing. My boy Okarun is a brave guy. But anyway, she's able to... So the fact that her spiritual powers are potentially returning at all, to me, screams that this could be... that she maybe doesn't need to be saved. Maybe she could save herself, right? No, I know that her feelings are still under there, but, like, also I think what matters is not just Okarun choosing to pursue Momo for a second time. It also is important for Momo to choose to let herself feel something different, something real for the first time again. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, we'll see how the arc continues, but it would be nice for Momo to not just be a passive character, you know? Like, saving her isn't the only thing that matters here. She needs to want to do all of that again, you know? To prove to us that it's the same kind of Momo as well. Yeah, that would actually be really interesting, yeah. No, that's a good point, Danny. That's a really good point, actually. That's actually a fucking really good point. No, you know what? That's a great point, actually. That's more than good. That's a great point. Choosing to stand up for Okarun. Oh, if she fucking, like, stands between them. If she stands between them, yo, oh my god, dude, no. Oh my god, no, I'm crashing out now. Yo, no, what if she stands between them? What if she stands between them, though? And it does the thing where it fucking zooms in on her eye? Yo, no. Ain't no way, dude. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. No way. That'd be amazing. Wait, I need to find it. Where is it? I'd crash out. I'd crash the fuck out, dude. Dude, could you imagine? No. Oh my god, dude. No. No, that's actually ruining me, because that would be fucking amazing. Could you imagine? That would be perfect. He's on his way there. We see it in this fucking chapter. He's on his way there. Oh my god, dude. Oh my... I'm fine. I'm fine. That'd be crazy. My point is that would be crazy. Okay, I'm all in on this now. I'm all in on this. I'm all in on this. I don't know why you would reveal that to me on stream when I'm in front of 70 people. Holy shit. That would be amazing. That would actually be perfect. That'd be fucking perfect. That's what's gonna happen. No, you know what? There's no question. There's no question. That is what's gonna happen now. You alright? Okay? I swear to God, that's crazy shit that you just said that. That'd be amazing. Sorry, that was a lot. That was a lot for me to take in all at once. Anyway. Anyway. Back to the chapter. Sorry, that was a lot. My bad, guys. My bad. Anyway. So Momo is kind of sorry, I'm just imagining it in my head. Yeah, he's redrawing the chapter. Yeah. No, right. So Okarun is trying to tend to Momo's wound to stop the bleeding, and Ida shouts at them, right? And Momo's like, what the fuck? Why are you shouting? Why are you so pissed off at me? And then Ida says that she is pissed off, especially at the two of them. And then she points it out at Okarun. God, I know I keep saying it, guys. I know I keep saying it. But goddamn, dude, like, Ida is taking this like a fucking champ, right? She's taking it like a champ. Like, and I love the way that he's kind of illustrated her just generally. She's so fucking annoyed. She's so annoyed. She's being so mature about this. I hope that everybody who bitched and whined about Ida is eating a nice, delicious helping of humble pie, because you're all dicks. You're all dicks. You're all fucking dickheads, because obviously it was unwarranted. Look how good she's being. I know, it's great to see her being fucking mad at Okarun. You know? Yeah, and Okarun's smothered in blood, exactly. He's absolutely covered in his own blood. No, oh my god, you are absolutely down bad. That is awful, Exile. Somebody get this man benched. I swear to God. Anyway. She then highlights to the rest of them that Gigi got eaten by a fucking dinosaur, right? Ida stocks in surprise peak. Yeah, this is it. Invest now. Anyway, she says that Gigi got eaten by a dinosaur, and he's Okarun's immediately like, which fucking dinosaur is it? Right, the one with the long neck, and oh, wrong way. Sorry, I just remembered that technically you shouldn't be seeing everything on my screen. Anyway, I love this. I'm sorry, but this is great. This is great. The Brachiosaurus, guys. I fucking love this shit. Look at Ida, man. She's like on it. She knows as much as Okarun about this topic. She knows as much as Okarun about this topic, and she's just like, oh shit, that means that he's probably still alive, right? Because he's a fucking, like, he's a herbivore. That's crazy. These two, they're on it. They're fucking on it. They did their research, dude. Go back to the evil eye gesture. Yes, evil eye art gesture. Oh yeah, the one where they point when Momo invites them to stay, right? That's crazy, dude. She's fucking on it. Look, you can't see because of my fucking video. Whoa! But look, she's like, oh shit, that means that there's still a chance that he's not fucking dead after he got eaten. Absolutely badass. Grifter on pennies. You damn right. If you got any pennies, guys, please chat. If you got any pennies to spare, please, I need some. Your boy Safety's on Rookie needs them. Gotta fight all those copyright suits. Yeah, he's getting grinded by stones right now. It can happen. It can happen, right? But yeah. So the likelihood is that he's in the middle, inside of the dinosaur still. He's still inside of the dinosaur. All right, and I'm telling you guys. All right, no worries, Tony Tardo. Have a good one, dude. If I don't see the evil eye burst out of a Brachiosaurus stomach, I'm gonna be really upset. I'm gonna be really upset because I feel like that's where we're going with this. It kind of feels like that's where we're going with this, right? That he needs to absolutely do that. He needs to burst out of the stomach of it. This chapter is full of stuff. I'm sorry, right? I'm trying my best to kind of like go, oh, right, we need to move along. We need to move along to the next bit because I swear to fucking God, there's more shit here. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy, dude? Oh, yes, he pogchamped me. Thanks, dude. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I needs it. I needs it. And remember, guys, if you want to discuss this confusing shit with us, join my Discord. Patreon link is in the description. Join my Patreon as a free member, guys. That's free to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan. This he's wearing cowboy boots, for fuck's sake. Is you on the weekend? Oh, my bad. My mistake. My mistake. Fair enough. Continue on, sir. So, like, yeah, Homer, exactly. It's like the beginning of a fucking bad joke. What is this shit? What is this shit? I'm sorry, but I don't fucking understand what I'm looking at. This guy's clearly like some kind of hunter, right? He's like a hunter, like, and this is his buddy. I know, blockchain virus. What the fuck are we doing? I can't believe that he's gonna that Gigi's been turned into an NFT, right? What the fuck? What happens if he dies? A hostage doesn't need to be alive. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to say about this. It feels... They're always naked. All of them are naked all the time. I don't know why. What I think is really interesting just generally is that we're getting... This feels like it's heading towards something really big, right? Like my mindset is now non-fungible. Oh no. All of his funge is gone. I can't believe that Gigi lost all of his funge. But, what is, I feel like what I was of the mind that the next kind of like mini arc or whatever happens after this is where Momo would get her memories back. But I'm starting to feel like, because we're at this point now where it almost is kind of like, it's kind of like, there's not much left to do outside of, I guess, getting Momo and OKARUN a little bit closer. And I do think that there is potential there as well to do that. I do think there is potential to do that, and I still believe that we could keep this going for a bit longer. But I do wonder to what extent we're going to have a memory issue after this. Part of me thinks that something big is going to happen here between Momo and OKARUN, and that will put them back on the path of romance, which can be re-explored again as she decides to give him a chance, right? Up until now, Momo hasn't really given OKARUN the chance that he needs to get her to fall in love with him again. And I do wonder whether or not something in this fight will change that about her. She'll see the man beneath the boy as she did way back when, or maybe she'll think that he died. Maybe she'll think that he died, and we'll get something reminiscent of the moment that Momo Ayase fell in love. which to me is the lava scene from the Cursed House arc, right? Like that, her feeling like she failed him, failed to save him, is what drove her to realize that she loved him. And seeing something similar to that, akin to that, in this arc could be a very powerful way of setting them back on that path. Yeah, I think that maybe dealing with this now, of Momo getting her memories back now, I think would be premature. I think it would be too early, because there's still stuff we can do here. They can still hold hands. They can still say, "I'll see you tomorrow." Yeah, exactly. Danny, you're on fire today. Holy shit. What the fuck? Exactly. This is what I'm saying, though. Like, these are the things that I think could be really effective in setting them back on the path again. Because it feels like she doesn't get her memories back until the thing with Vlad is dealt with. Right? That's what it feels like. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the point, but I do feel like this is going to be a big thing. Something really big is going to happen here. Because everybody is at the same place together. Everybody's at the same place together. The man who just got beaten to a pulp many minutes ago. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. They do have a good heel on them, that's true. No, to be fair, he is rocking the boots. I can't deny that he is rocking the boots. You know? I don't know. I think that they probably will. Well, maybe. I don't know. To be honest, I think that we need a bit more time. I think we need a bit more time to know exactly what the fuck is going on with the actual main arc stuff. But for the characters, it feels like there's more. It feels like there's more time that they can use to get together. Hi, Tim. Good to see you, buddy. It feels like there's more time where they could use that to kind of get closer to each other. We haven't seen a See You Tomorrow. We haven't seen them holding hands. You know? I don't have plans to follow up the love triangle video yet. I don't know if there's enough to chew on here. I do have a few ideas about what to do next in regards to Dandadan. And you know what, guys? I've got 2 more videos in the works. We'll get back to the chapter in just a second. I've got 2 more videos in the works currently. One, I'm hoping will come out within the next week. Okay? Within the next week. Then I've halfway through writing another piece of content, but I think that might go on the back burner for something else that's just kind of popped into my mind whilst doing this video. Right? And we'll see. We'll see. But that means we've got 3 videos that are in the works. I know it's been a minute since anything has been released, guys, and I apologize for that. I've just been in a bit of a block kind of area with content, but we're getting through it. Like I said, expect something hopefully within the next week. Anyway, yes, well, this is it. I think Ida, as a character, that we're going to have to see something different for her. This whole fight, I don't think that is completely over. I think there's more that can be said, but I do think that the idea that perhaps Ida could get in there as almost a wingman for OKARUN is quite nice. And before we continue, guys, right, we've been on this journey for a long time. This feels like a momentous occasion, I know that. But the only reason that we could do this and we could look back to a year ago and see how things have been going and how different they are now is because there are people supporting the channel, guys. People supporting the channel and, you know, like, obviously watching the content, engaging with the streams, all of this stuff is all important. It all means a lot. But there are some people who are supporting the channel at the highest tier. Some of them have been doing it for over a year, and these people are fucking crazy because I don't feel like I offer enough to these people apart from the best I can do is say thank you. So that's Jar Ickle Fickle, Tim Kai, 720, Angle, Bartholomew, Blissy Cat, Charles Grousington, Danny Dan, 5th Gram, Jersey Becky, Old Toaster, Orbis 6565, Phantom Support, Quentin Tarantado, Wondrous Jellies, Your Favorite Scented Candle, and Never Forgotten, 0. thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for funding all of this. And it's because of you guys that we can do this, that we can keep doing this every week. So thank you guys. I appreciate you. So, anyway, back to business. It would be nice to see Ida as a wing woman, I believe that we could transition into that. I think that would be a really good way of showing. I think that'll be a really good way of showing how far she's come as a character, that she's willing to do that. I mean, I've always been kind of the mind that she would do that. Oh my God, Tim Kai, thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. Tim Kai, thank you. The most generous guy on the platform, maybe in the world. You did not. Timing was perfect, buddy. Thank you. Holy shit, guys! Hold those memberships close. Hold those memberships close and throw my boy a few roses in the chat, people. A few roses in the chat for Tim Kai, please. Anyway. Anyway. Oh wow. I'm glad that Ida's grown on you. I'm glad that Ida's grown on you. Ida deserves to be. She's the great character. She's a great goddamn character. Ike B, thank you for the $5 donated. I appreciate it. My favorite dinosaur. I'm a basic bitch, alright? I'm a basic bitch and I like the T-Rex. I don't care. Alright, I watched a documentary the other fucking week. And by the other week, I mean probably like 3 or 4 months ago. And they were doing it was a whole like thing. They were going through all the dinosaurs and everything like this. And then in like the last episode, the fucking T-Rex shows up. I'm like, there he is! There's my boy! There he is! And it's like this big fucking moment, right? It's the fucking T-Rex. It's like, yeah, fuck that shit. He's amazing. I don't care if he's basic, if he's the Charizard fucking pick or the Pikachu pick. All right, I don't care. There's a reason that everybody loves Pikachu. It's because he's cute as fuck. All right, T-Rex is badass. I don't give a shit. Sorry, that was me projecting. That was me projecting. Thank you for the donation. And by the way, guys, if you donate with a super chat, you're guaranteed to get a response to your message, because I'm fucking dreadful. I'm fucking dreadful at responding to chat. So you're guaranteed to get it that way. I promise, okay? I promise. Anyway, back to the chapter. So we've got the fucking hunter and the T-Rex and the Charizard and the dinosaurs. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's true though, isn't it? Honestly, I don't even think Ida has anything to redeem. Nev. I'll tell you what, we're on the same frequency today. This guy, he's the guy who pointed out the was it the hands thing from the Vamola thing? You know, like I try my best to kind of like on the fly make the connections myself, and typically I'm quite good at it. But sometimes things fall through the cracks, and people like Nev are the guys who manage to go around through all the little bits of stuff that's fell through the cracks and pick out the things worth keeping. All right, so thank you, Nev. Appreciate you. Okay, appreciate you. Yeah. What was I saying? Sorry, I got. What was I saying? Oh yeah, right. Blockchain. So yeah, he's non-fungible now. GG is now non-fungible. And Count Cagliostro, whatever his fucking name is, uses spirit magic to make dinosaurs move. We are truly necromancers of the modern age. We have necromancers now. This is a fucking crazy fucking arc. I swear to God, I don't know what's happening. And then more fucking people are introduced. These fucking... What the hell is this business over here? It's like, what the hell? Do they all have the same fucking hair? Do all of these people have the same fucking hair? What is this going on, dude? What is he? Is he got a fucking yokai mask? Has this guy got a fucking yokai mask here? Right? I think he does. The related, Evil Ida, exactly. The Inbred Gang. I know, exactly. There's so many new villains, and it's like I don't know what the fuck is happening. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm a genius." Who is that? Oh, it's him. Right. was that? My audio just cut out. That was weird. Anyway. Yeah, the fucking Delacroix family, right? Sure. Yeah, these nobodies. These absolutely fucking nobodies. Yeah, no, he has a yokai mask. Look at him. Either that or just a mask, right? But they're all like, oh, we need to restore the Delacroix family. And it's like, these guys feel like small potatoes, right? These guys feel like small potatoes, but they also feel like competition, almost. Right? Like, is that what we're doing here? Is it's competition? But anyway, they're after OKARUN's powers because they believe that he possesses an id cosmos. I don't fucking know, alright? I know I said we talk about this. I know we said that we talk about this, but I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know what an id cosmos is. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck any of this is. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what half of these families are doing with each other. Like, it feels as if, I don't know. Maybe they think that whoever it is that completes the fairy tale cards will be granted some kind of boon, right? I mean, they did say like part of the reason that everybody was doing what they were doing was this idea that they'd be granted a wish, right? And I think that we've kind of lost that almost as we've gone on a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we've lost that thread, is the idea that somebody will have their wish granted to them, which is more fairy tale shit, by the way. More fairy tale shit. Someone will have their wish granted to them. What the fuck? What are we doing, guys? You know? He's not a tulpa. I hate that. I really hate that. Anyway. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point, right? Like, these people were chasing and collecting yokai powers so they could have their wish granted. Maybe it's the same kind of concept here. They want to be in charge. They'll have some kind of boon given to them, right? The fairy godmother type thing. I don't know. But anyway, they think that OKARUN possesses the id cosmos, which is strange because I was of the mind that it was Momo that did. Or even more so, an id cosmos kind of highlights that there are multiple, which is even more confusing because I thought the id cosmos. You know? I guess they didn't say that she had... Didn't they say that she had one? Are we sure? I don't even know what it is. No, you are not doing that. The most id, biggest id, possibly the best. A cosmic id. That's what people have been saying. Maybe the biggest id of all time. Claim that she did. I don't know. I don't even know what an id cosmos is. I don't know what an id cosmos is. I would love to know what it is. I would love to know what it is. You know? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Again, I don't really know what any of these things are. Until we know what it is, it's the same with the Dandadan thing, right? Like, it's the same with the Dandadan. I don't think id cosmos is a real thing. I don't think that it's necessarily... I mean... I don't know. I would be speculating, would be completely, utterly speculating, right? Maybe it's the friends we made along the way. No, well, you know what? I actually do think that the Dandadan is the friends we made along the way. You know? Well, I mean, you can say it's a MacGuffin, but if it... maybe a little bit, but if it's an internally kind of captured thing... I don't know. I don't know. It's something that I actually don't even feel qualified to talk about because I don't think that there's been that much highlighted to us so far. I think we're supposed to not know. And it's very possible that we're going to have it explained to us soon, right? But anyway, they want to capture Okarun's friends to force him to surrender. I mean, they obviously think he's got... Guys, I really want Turbo Granny to show up and save the day. I really want Turbo Granny to show up and save the day. Guys, I really want them to that to happen, for her to show up and fucking save the day when things are at their bleakest, right? We need to see Turbo Granny's powers. We need to see Turbo Granny's powers. What's the point in her getting her powers back if we don't see them, right? I think that she might show up and save them at the end of this arc, and we'll learn a bit then. And maybe people will then believe that Okarun doesn't have her powers anymore. Right? Anyway. So, that person screeches over to Hase that he has to get to work. Right? Oh, thank you for tagging me with the pages about id Cosmos. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, someone who does not fear death, that is Okarun as fuck, isn't it? You know? To thoroughly attack. I mean, it's quite possible that that each of the characters has some kind of id Cosmos type thing, or that Momo and Okarun both have one, right? I mean, that would explain why they work together so well. But again, I think that until we know one way or the other, it's kind of like, it's kind of all up in the air. But thank you for tagging me, Nev. You know, I appreciate that. It means I don't need to go searching for stuff. But anyway, Hase's there, and this is why. And now I'm all in. Now I'm all in on Momo stepping between Hase and Okarun, and maybe that's where a bit of her powers come back in that moment to protect him. Could you imagine how fucking powerful that would be? How powerful of a moment that would be if her powers came back to, like, not fully but in part, to protect Okarun from Hase. I'll melt. I'll die on the spot. There won't be a stream. Because I'll fucking die if that happens. I'll drop dead on the spot. You know? That'd be amazing. But anyway, this guy sucks. This guy sucks ass. He's the fucking worst guy. He's the worst guy. He got that other guy to sniff his ass. Do you remember that? He got that other guy to sniff his ass in the anime. You know? But anyway, it looks like they're all on the same team as Saint Germain. And it seems like they're all in one big fight. They're in one big fight for supremacy, right? Like, who gets to be on top when all is said and done, right? Yeah, this is the guy that Okarun beat at track. But also, and apparently that was enough to ruin his life, but he's also the guy from the beginning who was fucking lobbing shit at Okarun, and Momo sat between them to stop him. So it's quite possible we're going to get something. I'll try my best, Hammy Ham. I'll try my best to not drop dead, just for you. Okay? But thank you. The rest of these rude bastards in the comments, by the way, don't show me even a small amount. You know what? You'll get fucked. You all get fucked, alright? I don't know if you're in the Discord at the moment, Hammy. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan. If you are in the Discord, then I will make you Employee of the Week, because that's a nice comment. The rest of you are all nasty. About woulda, coulda, shoulda. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Anyway, point is, more importantly than any of this shit, you stupid bastards, alright? The most important thing to acknowledge is this. Oh, this is like up there. This is up there, okay? High up on the list for me of best moments ever. It's Nuglover, the Nuglover humiliation ritual born again. Is born once again. Right? He's riding a bike. He's riding a fucking bicycle. He's a bitch made dude. He's bitch made. Absolute fucking dork, dude. What an absolute fucking dork, dude. Look at him on his bicycle. And you know what's crazy? You know what is so crazy, dude? Vlad stole his powers, and we know that because he's fucking riding a bicycle with a basket. With a basket. It's got a fucking basket on the front, right? This guy who was like, oh, I could never be defeated. I could never be defeated. Right, no, there's nothing wrong with bikes inherently, but this man used to be smoke. This man used to be smoke. He could fly through the air as smoke, and now he's gonna fucking cycle places. He's a commuter. He's commuting. This fucking dork, dude, and it has a basket on the front with nothing in it. Which means he probably stole it. Yeah, no, this is what Tim, exactly. This is it. He probably stole it, dude. He got fucking like a fucking bolt cutters. He got bolt cutters, went to like a fucking a children's school or something like that, and he fucking cut the lock in the dead of night and stole a bike. I guess it could be a delivery bike from the bakery. I like my version of events far more. And you know, because of his history of smoking, he's having a very hard time. But this is not important. This is not important to me. What is important to me? Vlad stole his powers, took the piss out of him in front of his face, right? Made a mockery of the guy after he'd had the worst few days of his life, and he's still working for the guy. He's still working for him. Oh my god, dude, can you sink any lower? I'm sorry, right, but bro's cooked. He's cook made. I'm sorry, it's true. It's true though, isn't it? Like, he's nobody. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? How much more humiliation can this guy take? From day one. Nah, he's not good though. He's still working for the bad guy. He's still evil as shit though. No, stop trying to defend him. I'm sorry, but he's a fucking dork ass. Look at him. He's not even it's like, for me, I would have had a crisis of self. And he's like, no, I can still do stuff. I'm still good at my job. Please, Vlad, please pat me on the back. Even if he's responding to the whistle, it doesn't matter. I mean, he very well could be. He very well could be responding to the whistle, but it's irrelevant. You know? No, look, I've been saying, I said this last time, right? During the last humiliation ritual, right? During the last humiliation ritual, I said, and I remain of the mind, I would love for not CSG. What's his name? This fucking guy? No, Glover. What's his actual name? I forget his actual name. God, he's so fucking... What is his name? Oh my god. Smoky guy. The smoke guy. I forget his name. That's how much, like... You know what I mean? Red Baron. Yes. I would love for Red Baron to get a... some kind of redemption arc, because I would love to eat my words. I think it'd be a great arc, a great character arc, a great little storyline for the streams, right? We started hating him, then we made a mockery of him, then we felt bad for him, then he brought it back and we started to like him. And that would be a great little plot line for us here at the Safety Zone Rookie broadcast, right? The SORB. That'd be a great, I just decided that's what we are now. It'd be a great storyline for us here at the SORB, okay? But Guy can't bring it back for some reason. I want him to. I don't want him to do this. I don't feel fucking. I do feel good about it, but I don't like. You know what I mean? I would like to not see this for him. Do anything that's not be like. Do anything that's not be this bitch made. I'm sorry. No, I felt a little bad for him when he was. Yeah, I mean, it was funny as fuck, right? But like, I felt a little bad for him. A little bit bad for him when he was getting absolutely fucking like hammers dropped on his head by CSG and Vlad, right? I felt a little bad. I was like, oh, that's fucking hard to watch, right? Like, it's like kicking a dying dog. It was dreadful, right? I hated it. I loved it. Like, I fucking loved it, but I also hated it. Now, this makes me feel great. This makes me feel joy. I also feel really bad for him. Please have some self-respect. Just a little. Just a little. Just a teeny bit. Right? When he got flushed down the toilet, that was really funny. I can't believe he lives in the sewers. He probably fucking came out of the sewers in the middle of the night to get that bicycle. Right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I see, Fizz, this is kind of what my mindset was as well when it was first introduced, is it's this idea of the kind of, not necessarily just the animalistic self, but the core kind of, what, like the idea of the kind of like primary essence of the universe, right? Like if you were to imagine the id is the foundation. The id is the foundation. What is it? Psychoanalytically speaking, is the foundation by which the ego and the superego float atop. But that is a foundational level. So it, as the id cosmos, foundational kind of like essence of the universe, could be the spirit. It could be something like that, being in touch with the core of the universe. I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. I don't know what it means, like the original Japanese version as well. Like, this is probably more important than whatever the translation is for us, right? But, yeah, we got through it in 90 minutes. That's true. We got through the whole thing in 90 minutes. But, like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, after the stuff with Aira and OKARUN, it just kind of flowed, you know? Like, a lot of the stuff after that isn't necessarily worth just chatting about too much, but reading it together was great. I always enjoy it. I mean, the standout of this chapter is definitely the Aira and OKARUN stuff. I'm gonna be honest, like that's just great Dandadan. This arc has been great. I think time will be very kind to it. People will look back on this arc, and time will be very kind to it. I think that for some people, reading it on a week-to-week basis maybe is a difficult thing to do. And we've seen how people respond to some stuff. On the previous chapter after this one, I mean, I like the Spinosaurus chapter. Is that what you mean? I like the Spinosaurus chapter, and seeing OKARUN and Aira working together, you know what it is? I think as well, there's a kind of element of, last week anyway, there was an element of OKARUN kind of feeling a bit reaffirmed in his dedication to his doubling down on how he feels about Momo. It felt like, and I think that maybe this explains that a little bit, right? Like that not even necessarily a rededication, but the desire to express it, you know. Yeah, I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy it as well, Support, by the way. Not everything's for everybody. I appreciate that. But I mean, like, it's a big character moment for Aira, right? Like, it's a very big character moment for Aira. And the fact that she's able to just navigate the world after that moment, to me, is very important. I think that there's a lot of bravery behind Ida's decision. I also look, for me guys, I think from here on out, as I was saying earlier, from here on out, for me anyway, look how good that looks, by the way. Look how good that looks. It's just going for it. Does this keep people around, by the way? Let's find out. Let's find out. No, but I think that going forward for me, I think that what would really work here, in regards to Momo and Okarun, is because so far it's been quite complicated. It's been quite complicated, and Momo and Okarun's relationship has complications to it, and it has since its inception. But there is, I would say that there is almost a simplicity to it, which is that their sweetest moments, their nicest little moments together have not been particularly complicated. It's always been pure expression between the characters, and it's never been that complicated when it's actually happening. It's everything about it and everything that surrounds it that complicates it, that drags it into a complicated kind of situation, that adds that texture to something so pure and simple. And I think that this, so far, this date, this everything that's happened since Momo and Okarun went to the museum together, ever since that, the complications have snuck in, and that's been front and center for most of the this arc, right? Most of this arc, this has been the complication at the center of it all. And asking Okarun the question, which is really what a lot of this has been about. I do feel like we've kind of turned a corner with it, and it would be nice to get back to the simplicity of it. I think Momo needs an opportunity to see that she cares. Now, Momo's always, as both of them have, they've always kind of lingered and lived in this space of see you tomorrow, right? The nature of a see you tomorrow is a guaranteed expectation that tomorrow will come, and with that will come another opportunity to see you tomorrow. But life doesn't always have a tomorrow, a see you tomorrow. Sometimes it's the last time, and Momo and Okarun operate as though there is no last time that could ever happen. They expect that things can happen just tomorrow. They push it down the line. They push it down, kick it down the road. They kick the can down the road all the time. And that's always been their big problem in the relationship. It's not until big moments have happened, when, for example, Momo thought Okarun had died in the Cursed House arc under the lava. Once that happened, it does put a bit of a halo behind my head, you're quite right. That woke her up, because she realized that he could die, that it could end, and she could have not said or expressed how she felt before it's too late. And after that moment, things kind of moved. When they got back to back home, that's when she held his hand. That's when they lived together. That's when they had a lot of really nice moments. The car scene, all of these things, these desires to get close in the now rather than waiting until tomorrow, that is what came from that. I would love to see that reminder happen from Momo's side, that whatever it is that she's kind of stumbled into that's confusing is not something that she can just leave to figure out tomorrow. It's something that demands to be understood today. And so to see, in my mind, to see some seizing of the day, of the moment, would be something I'd really like to see in another arc with Momo a bit more consciously involved in it, as opposed to things just happening around her and her responding to them. I would really like to see that happen. Personally, I would really like to see that happen, and for that to really hit, I think we need to. I think we really need to have a bit more of this memory loss sticking around, so that we can see Momo start to fall in love. Because I think that it's enough for me. I think that losing it, to skip it out now, to finish the memory stuff now, just because we've dealt with the complications around the relationship, I think would be a mistake. I think there's more that we can do here. You know? I don't really think Gigi needs to be told the truth like Ida, if I'm honest with you. I mean, Ida needed to hear it because OKARUN is still of conscious mind, right? Ida is still of conscious mind, and nothing's changed between her and OKARUN. She still feels the same, whereas Gigi and Momo, it's more complicated. Yeah, I would prefer that Gigi just gets it and then we just move on, because he's always kind of been a bit like that, hasn't he? He's always kind of had a pretty good head on his shoulders in regards to how people feel, even if he acts like an idiot. No, I think when Momo's memories come back, they're gonna get together like that. There's no question to me. But my point is, I would like the memories stuff returning to maybe be put on hold until after we've done a bit more, seen a bit more of Momo actually accepting OKARUN, as opposed to it just happening out of nowhere. I would like to see something to the effect of that, you know. I disagree with you. I think Gigi is a perfectly valid character. I don't think that I'm not as engaged or interested in him as I am Ida, Momo, and OKARUN. But Gigi's grown a lot. But I think the thing is with Gigi is he's shown, or rather in his desire to kind of like pursue Momo, he's demonstrated that he can be more than a joker. He doesn't just have to hide behind his jokes. He can say stuff that's honest and earnest, and he can be comforting. He's a comforting person, right? He doesn't need to just hide behind humor all the time. This is it, Garrett. I agree. I think that Gigi does have a really high degree of emotional intelligence. He's always been really good at understanding and anticipating how people feel. When Momo was upset about Vamola, he was the first person to step in and say, maybe this isn't right. When the evil eye, like the compassion he had for the evil eye, was remarkable. When everybody was tired with it or wanted it to be just done with, he refused it. He was willing to give up his own body in order to protect the will of this child who never got the chance to play. All of these things. He's such a good guy. And I think that seeing him grow a little bit, learning that he doesn't need to hide behind a veneer of palatability, has been quite pleasant for me. And he's explored that through his relationship with Momo, and his relationship with OKARUN to a degree. But ultimately, I don't think that Ida's thing is the same as Gigi's thing, personally. You know? No, I'm not saying that he consciously knows, like he didn't see them like fucking making out in the hallway, right? What I mean is that part of him is somewhat, he knows. He doesn't know it consciously, but there's a vibe when people like each other, And sometimes you repress that. You pretend it's not there so that you don't have to face the fact that that it's not you. So it's not about whether it's scummy. He hasn't actually done anything. For the record, he held her hand, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you can hold hands in a different way that's not just romantic love, right? Like, he was providing her with comfort and he was providing her with chi. I don't know. Guy was being, I'm gonna be honest, he was being pretty fucking smooth. You say what you want about him, but he was being smooth. You know? Like, he didn't expect anything of her. And that's Gigi to a T, by the way. Gigi to a T is not the kind of guy who expects reciprocation to his acts of comfort. He doesn't necessarily need it to be romantic, right? Like when he was holding Momo's ears to help her fall asleep during the Cursed House arc, that was a genuine act. You could turn it romantic. It had romantic undertones to it, sure, but he didn't actually do anything. He didn't say, right, now you're my girlfriend because you owe me one. Like, that's not what he does. He's not who he is. So it doesn't really, to me, I've got nothing about that. Like in the same way that Momo isn't some kind of item, right? Like, she can decide whether or not she wants to hold his hand back. It's not about whether it's okay to OKARUN or not. It's not about whether it's okay to OKARUN because OKARUN isn't there. OKARUN isn't a factor. They're not together. They're not a couple. Momo can decide how she feels about what's happening. If she had not wanted to do that, he would have just as easily stopped. You know? Exactly. Gigi deserves respect. I agree. I just don't see what the problem is. Like, so I've seen that some people don't appreciate the way that Gigi's acted, but I don't understand why. I really don't, because Momo's she's got memory loss, but he hasn't done anything. Right? Like, it's not like he's done anything. Now Kinta rolling on up and saying, "Oh, by the way, you used to be my girlfriend," that's crazy shit. And we ragged on him relentlessly for that. Quite rightly so, because he deserved it. In fact, he went down my... I haven't posted in the Temple of Kinta in the Discord. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan, and it will keep you up to date on the Safety Zone Rookie broadcast, the SORB, as some are calling it. Some are calling it the SORB. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think there's necessarily anything to redeem, is my point. I don't think there's anything that he needs to do to redeem it, you know? I don't think he did anything wrong. You know? We're keeping SORB. Yeah, we're keeping the SORB. Exactly. Yeah, we're keeping it. The broadcast, the Safety Zone Rookie broadcast. We're keeping it then. Yeah, we're keeping it. Now I'm double keeping it. That's not a discussion. Yeah, with the Sorbies. Thank you, Toaster. Oh my god, guys. Exactly. We're the Sorbies. We are the Sorbies, actually. Exactly. Somebody frame that. Somebody frame that, please. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, great chapter. It's sorbing time. Oh, that's good. That's fucking funny. It's sorbing time. Somebody change the description of the channel to be that, please. I'm begging you. Sort. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, good chapter. Great chapter, actually. One of the great chapters of Dandadan right there. I'm very pleased that we can be here doing this, guys. It's a grand pleasure. It's a grand pleasure. I mean, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot together, guys, since the beginning. But I'm really pleased that we can get to a point where we kind of can just enjoy this stuff. I'd hate to be reading this alone. I'd hate to be reading this without a community, you know? Yeah, I'm also excited for... Well, this is the thing as well, Fizz. This is the thing as well for me, is Momo is my favorite character, as I've made clear, but it feels like she's been benched for so long, right? It feels like she's been benched for so long. Chapter tier list went fucking hell no. In fact, I need to get somebody to get the character tier list supercut. Alright, it's sending your editing CVs, guys, your portfolios, alright? Okay, I can offer you a very small amount of commission. In commission. Yeah, a minuscule amount. An amount that is not worth the scope of the job and the expectations of the project. But, you know, I can get that done for you guys. If someone could do the supercut for me. But 25 chapters, fuck, that'd be crazy. Let them all get a solid edit. No, that's true. That's true. No, you're an unacceptable candidate though. You're an unacceptable candidate, Blissy, because you would not accept any kind of commission. There's a terrible candidate. Terrible candidate. You can shitpost, that's true. Music's drowning you out a bit. Well, it's a bit late now. God damn it, guys. Why did nobody say this to me? Why did nobody say this to me? There. Are you happy, guys? That the music was drowning me out, guys. Didn't play Heed, fair enough. Oh well. This has been a great chapter, guys. But I'll tell you what. Sorry you just got here. Well, I'm glad that you got here, Sarah. I'm glad that you got here. Somebody had to keep this thing in order. In fact, everybody, you're demoted. Everybody but Sarah is demoted. I was loud and happy. That's true. You know what? GM Bagley, he also can keep his current place in the hierarchy. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You've all been demoted. Anyway, great chapter. I enjoyed it a lot, guys. I need this. They're gonna take my thumbs. Great chapter. Honestly, great chapter. Really enjoyed it. This is like keeps me excited. It keeps me locked in. I'm very excited as well for next week. It's great to see that there is not a hiatus. I love to see that the hiatus is not. There is no hiatus next week. But he's kind of homeless. No, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Your ship is kind of homeless. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say. I love it. But what I'm getting here is that at this point, on a weekly basis, anything can happen. So I pretty much can never not be here. I can never be not available on a Monday evening, is what I'm getting. Right? Like, I'm gonna have to just constantly be available every single fucking Monday, because this is crazy stuff, you know? Honestly, absolutely fucking wild. But yeah, you know what we'll do, guys? We'll run it up to the hour mark, and then that's it. I'm gonna call it. Aww. Jardo, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you very much. No more leaving home. No. That's very sweet of you to say. Thank you. Yes, I am very passionate about Dandadan. That's true. If if you can't tell. If you can't tell, I enjoy Dandadan a lot. So thank you. You know, like it's funny because when you come on to the stream each week, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that you know what you're going to say, right? Even when you know how you feel about stuff, even when you know how you feel about it, you don't know what it is that you're going to say about it, because it's the roll of a dice, right? Like I still, even after a year of doing this, I don't feel like I've necessarily mastered the art of filling silence, right? Like it's difficult, because like obviously you guys are hearing me, but I'm not hearing any of you guys. I just have to keep blabbing, and I think I've got a rhythm for that, but I don't think I've mastered the art of it at this point. So it always goes a long way, is my point. When somebody mentions it or says that they enjoy the streams, it goes a long way, because obviously the actual content, the videos themselves are the big thing here, and it's been a minute since I've released one, but I'm grateful to have people who are here each week to watch and enjoy whatever it is that I can say about Dandadan. I really want a soundboard. I really want a soundboard, Orbis. Why would you fucking bring that back up to me? Oh my god, he just said it. He just brought up the soundboard to me. I want a new monitor. You know, this... Oh my god, I want a fucking soundboard so bad, dude. I want a fucking soundboard so bad. Like, I've got one big monitor here, and this is a really small monitor. It's at a different resolution from my main monitor, and it's on a box, right? Like, it's on a box. It's like on a fucking box, a cardboard box. Everything else here is like really professional fucking grade shit, right? It's just this one monitor. For some reason I've not upgraded because it works, so I'm just kind of like, oh, it works, right? But now you're bringing up soundboards to me. Don't say that, Orbis, because I want that. I really want that. I really want that. Oh my god, why would you bring that up to me? No. Thank you, Exile. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that as well. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, right? Like, I do. Like, my point is that I really enjoy being able to connect in this way with you guys and talk about Dandadan, because, you know, it's not, aren't many people who will just listen to you yap once a week just for freezies like this, you know what I mean? You have to pay a therapist a lot to do that for an hour. I get multiple. Oh yeah. Stream Deck. Maybe I'm at the point now where maybe I will, right? Like, maybe I will just get a soundboard or a Stream Deck. Fuck it, who cares? It's good fun, and I can play sound effects whenever I like. Kinter's benched. Yeah, I mean, I think Kinter will be back. He won't be in it for the rest of this arc, I don't think. I think he's just benched for now. Maybe. I mean, it does feel like we did talk about Vermola getting a kaiju suit back. Feels like it'd be a bit of a waste to not introduce it, and I am wondering what exactly is in the barber shop, if I'm honest with you. You know? Thanks, Meadowly. I appreciate that. That's very sweet to say, because the chapter is a huge highlight. You know? The chapter is a huge highlight, so I appreciate that. You know? Because this is one of those things which is quite funny, because it doesn't feel like you're making content in this way, right? Like, you're just yapping, so it doesn't feel like that is what it is, but it is, at least for some people, some degree of entertainment, right? So I appreciate that, you know, because it's all just me. It's all just me. But hey, right, guys, here we go. I'm gonna finish up now. But let me think. What do you guys need to know? I I'm working on 3 pieces of content. One piece is real. The one piece is real. No. One of them should be out in the next week. If I do my job right, one of them will be out within the next week. Yeah, I anticipate that will be the case. If you guys want to stay up to date with when that drops, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member to get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan, and to keep up to date with the Sorb. So hopefully that will be released in the next week. After that, I've got a piece of content that is already half written, half done, but I have a new idea for something else, which I might pivot to for now, and then get back to the other thing. The other thing is a lies, nothing but sweet lies. The other thing is kind of a personal project in a way. Like it doesn't really preclude to Dandadan in any real capacity. But I've been trying to branch out a bit with the content and not just do Dandadan stuff, because, you know, Dandadan isn't always like, if my mindset is, and you'll see people release content like, let's say weekly or something like that, and it'll be about the same topics, the same 5 topics on a rotation. I don't have enough to say. If I say stuff every single week about some, like a whole video, like a video about Dandadan, if all that I do is talk about that, I'm gonna run out of shit to say, and then it's like, then you just kind of ruining the quality of it. I don't want to stop enjoying Dandadan, so I'm never gonna force it. That is something I can promise you guys, is that I won't force a piece of content out just because it's convenient. So yeah, I mean, this week coming is definitely going to be a Amazing Digital Circus content. I don't know if any of you guys have watched it. If you haven't, go watch it. It's great. It's incredibly touching. Incredibly touching. I know that it looks like it maybe is. I always thought that it would be too cringe for me to enjoy it because of the way that the internet responded to it. But it's a great series, guys. You should go watch it if you want to keep up with the next piece of content. But if it's not that, I've got more stuff coming out, like I said, after this one. But Hammy Ham, you should definitely go watch it. It's fantastic. It's definitely worth it. But I've got Dandadan content in the works, as well as something else. So 2 non-Dandadan, 1 Dandadan, and it's going to go non-Dandadan, then Dandadan, then non-Dandadan. I hope that is clear. And then after that, I'll do another Dandadan video, because I've got something else kicking about in the old dome. And then beyond that, we'll just keep building. I don't know what comes out after that immediately, but we'll stay on top of it and see where we go. So hopefully that's clear. And besides that, guys, next week, I'll see you guys next week. Same place, guys. Don't miss it. All right, guys, I'm leaving now. Bye bye.